Ladies and gentlemen, while some Indians they were leading billion-dollar companies, others are still waiting for permanent residency after spending years building their lives in America. Well, can you imagine spending your entire career in America? You pay taxes, you follow every immigration rule, you build a family, you buy a home, you contribute to the economy, and yet you still don't know when will you receive permanent residency. Well, for thousands of Indians, this is not imagination, it is reality. Well, this particular week, Republican Senator Roger Marshall, he openly acknowledged what many immigration experts have been saying for years. Well, he described the green card backlog faced by Indians as deeply unfair. That's right, speaking before the Indian Americans, Mr. Marshall questioned a system where skilled professionals can wait up to 70 years simply because they were born in one particular country. Can you think about that? 70 years, longer than many people spend their entire lives working. Here the reason lies in America's country-based green card limit. Now, under the existing immigration law, no single country can receive more than 7% of employment-based and family-sponsored green cards each year. India sends about one of the world's largest numbers of highly skilled professionals to the US. But despite a lot of demand, the annual quota, that remains the same. The result is the backlog affecting hundreds of thousands of families. Here, many applicants currently receiving green card first applied more than a decade ago. Others entering the whole system today, they may wait several decades if the law remains unchanged. In the meantime, Senator Marshall, he praised the contribution of Indian origin to the US. Well, he pointed out that although Indian Americans make up only a small percentage of the US population, they contribute disproportionately through taxes, innovation, in entrepreneurship, maybe medicine, engineering, research, and technology. Well, he argued that legal immigrants should not be punished simply because many applicants happen to come from the very same country. His remarks has once again revived the debate over immigration reform. Should America continue using a country-wise limit, or should green card be issued based on merit and application dates instead? Well, for thousands of Indian families, the answer that could shape the rest of their lives, because immigration is not just paperwork, right? It decides where children grow, where families settle, where careers develop, and where people eventually come from. But while thousands continue waiting for the permanent residency, another immigration proposal, it could make becoming an American citizen even more expensive than ever before. Well, America has always described itself as a nation built by immigrants. But today, one new immigration proposal is kind of creating an emotional debate across the country. Well, according to reports, the Trump administration has identified more than 500 unaccompanied migrant children who could face deportation. Well, these are the children who entered the US without a parent or maybe a legal guardian, and they are now currently in government custody while waiting to be placed with relatives or sponsors. For many people, this story is much more than immigration. It's about children. It's about safety. It's about what responsibility government have towards vulnerable young people. In the meantime, Democratic Senator Ron, he has strongly criticized the proposal, calling it a serious institutional failure. Here he argued that deporting the children without any proper protection, it could place them back into dangerous situations. Now, earlier efforts to deport similar groups of children, they were blocked by a federal judge. But now a fresh effort appears to be underway. In the meantime, supporters of stricter immigration enforcement argue that immigration law, it must apply equally to everybody, regardless of age, and that governments have a duty here to secure their borders. However, critics believe that children deserve additional protection and that humanitarian concerns should come first. This particular debate once again highlights how divided America has become over immigration policy. Every new administration brings different priorities. Every court ruling changes the legal landscape, and for thousands of migrant families, uncertainty has become part of everyday life.